PM Magazine. I'm Joyce Wise.
And I'm Jerry Thomas. Tonight, PM Magazine begins a week-long trek through our neighboring state of Indiana.
Great. I'm from Indiana, just where I want to go.
We're not going to trek that far into Indiana.
Not to Gary?
Not to Gary. No, we're going to stay a little closer to home, as they say. This, as they say on the license plates in Indiana, is our week to wander Indiana.
That sounds like fun.
And our first stop is Liberty, Indiana. It's a small little town about 50 miles north of Cincinnati on Route 27.
Liberty is the Union County seat. There's lots of agriculture and commerce and industry here, even though Union County is one of the smallest counties in Indiana.
And this is a small town, obviously, quaint. As a matter of fact, I would bet you that if the forefathers, 100 years ago, let's say, that set this town up would come back today, they'd recognize it instantly.
I think you're right about that. There's also some famous sons, as it were, that hail from Liberty, such as General Ambrose E. Burnside, who we're going to tell you about in just a couple of moments. Also, poet Joachim Miller, often known as the American Byron.
Another famous name we want to throw at you right now is Barbara Walters.
She's from Liberty?
No, she's not from Liberty. Oh. She's a famous name, a famous face. Of course, everybody knows she started out on the Today Show, and she switched over to Harry Reasoner's sidekick on the Evening News, and now she's with Hugh Downs on 2020.
But perhaps the thing she's most famous for nowadays are her celebrity interviews. But right now, our own Marilyn Beck is going to turn the tables on Barbara so we can see the personal side of this very public figure.
Look at the life I've had. Look at the people I've met. I didn't start out to be in front of the cameras. And I know what a marvelous life I've had. If God forbid anything happened, I shouldn't even say that, I would not feel that I hadn't had a very full life.
You'd be surprised. Only a handful of women living today can say they've led as full a life as Barbara Walters. She's been voted one of the world's most admired women every year since 1977. She's been nominated for an Emmy Award almost every year and actually has 4 of them. She's achieved as much success as the famous people she interviews, and she's interviewed literally everyone who's anyone. When I flew to New York to talk with Barbara in her ABC offices, I asked her to react to a few of those memorable interviews. Prince Charles.
I was crazy about him. I think that Princess Diana is very lucky. Not just because she's going to be the future queen, maybe that's not so lucky, but because he's just such a cute, nice, attractive, modest fellow.
What about Katharine Hepburn? Was she not happy about her interview?
Katharine Hepburn was very happy with her interview. What Katharine Hepburn was unhappy about was that in the introduction to it, we said that she had had palsy, which we had read in a magazine story on her and never bothered to check out. And she doesn't. We have an example.
Mike Wallace.
He's very human and very vulnerable and an extremely nice man. And I was glad to have the opportunity of showing that. On the other hand, I wouldn't do an interview with him. I wouldn't let him do an interview with me. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Now's my chance to turn the tables on Barbara Walters. An opportunity Mike Wallace will probably never get.
What have you given up? What's it cost you, the drive, the success you've achieved?
You give up time. You give up, when you have a child, I always feel a pull. I know there are people who feel you can have everything and who think it's so much better, you know, the working mother is better for the child, and maybe it is. But there is always that, oh, I should have been there. Now, my child doesn't agree. She says, stay away more. But that's because she's 16.
What about a personal life, though? You've been married.
I have a personal life.
You've been married and divorced twice.
Well, to be technical, I've been married. The first time was annulled. The second time was a divorce. Okay. Who's counting, right?
Yeah, who's counting?
In this business, nothing is kept secret.
No longer a secret is Barbara's relationship with 55-year-old Merv Adelson, chairman of the board at Lorimar, the Hollywood studio that produces the TV show Dallas.
Merv Adelson? Are you planning to get married? Is it serious?
I see him.
Are you planning marriage again?
I have no plans now.
So the single life seems to be a very fulfilling life for you.
It makes a big difference when you have a child. You do not come home alone. You come home to a world, to people living in your house, helping you to take care of your child, to a little dog whom I must say greets me with more kisses than my daughter does. My daughter's there struggling over her homework, or I'm yelling at her because, you know, she didn't tell me what time she was coming home last night.
Jackie's 16 now.
Jackie is 16 now. And it depends. When she wants to do something that she wants to do, she is very grown up, very grown up. When she is in a little trouble, she's suddenly 16. She said to me the other day, that if she were the mother of a 16-year-old, she would never let the 16-year-old go out. That terrified me. She's been regretting saying it ever since. It's a funny age, and it's a tough age.
Is there that woman-to-woman friction?
I think there are those wonderful moments when it's, woman to woman, a girl to girl. It has to be hard for her, although I never could see why, since I think I'm such a loving mother. But it has to be hard for her being my daughter. It's hard for any 16-year-old with a mother in general. My daughter is also, and I say this objectively, right? Very beautiful and very tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah. So I have to talk to her like that. She is the best and most important thing that has ever happened to me. And she can also drive me bats.
You've told me that it gets very hard for a woman to stay in front of the cameras when she's in her late 50s or early 60s. Does that worry you, that there might not be a place for you?
It doesn't at all now, and I wouldn't have said that perhaps a few years ago. First of all, I'm not in my late 50s or early 60s, so maybe I'll feel differently then. But I think times have changed. I think we all look better. I think we have men in this business who are much older. I mean, I've often said Dan Rather and I are the same age. He's considered the baby, and I'm considered the veteran. I don't think that's a problem anymore.
Speaking of looking good, you
must have thought about it.
Your looks have gotten phenomenal. You've become more and more beautiful as you really have. Have you had cosmetic surgery?
I have not. I have said that when I do my specials, everybody says to me, I have a cousin I'm very close to. And right after I do the specials, I call her and say, who did her face? Then they would see me in 2020 3 days later and say, she really needs some rest. What we have done now in 2020 is to change the lighting. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but lighting can make an enormous difference.
Barbara, you say when you get one of the big interviews you've been looking for that you've slain a dragon. Would you say that I've slain a dragon getting you?
You and I have known each other for a long time. You know I'm no dragon.
Barbara's next special is set for March 25th. The theme of the show, they say, is music, but as yet, no names on the guest list.
This plaque here in Liberty commemorates the birth of one of their famous citizens. That's General Burnside. Ambrose Burnside is known for being a great general and a governor, but facial hair.
That sounds funny. Let me explain. A beard with a clean-shaven chin only is called a Burnside, and any decorations around the ears are called sideburns.
Named after him.
Yeah.
And he was not very lucky in love, I'd like to tell you. He was going to marry a woman named Lottie Moon. They got up in front of the preacher. He said, do you take this man to be your husband? She says, no, sirree, Bob, I don't. And she left. He got married about a year later.
He's also the inventor of the breech-loading rifle. Quite a guy. We'll be right back with more from Liberty.
She's beautiful. She's the Estee Lauder woman, and there's no question of who she is. Some of the most beautiful women in the world look to Estee Lauder to give them wonderful things to choose from. Now, whatever you choose from Estee Lauder for $8.50 or more brings you this gift. After all, looking beautiful is Estee Lauder's gift to the world. This gift is yours through February 23rd at Shillitoe Rikes in Cincinnati.
Roading Insurance knows that today's responsible driver needs the best protection at an affordable price. Roading Insurance has been protecting drivers and their families since 1921. Roading offers individualized auto insurance plans. See how you can save as much as 30% on your auto insurance. Let Roading professional experience work for you. Put your mind at ease. When you're behind the wheel, remember Roading Insurance for automotive protection.
Here's our new Plymouth Reliant K, America's best 6-passenger car value. And if you buy now, you get automatic transmission, no charge.
No charge?
Yep. You also get $5.50 protection.
You don't get something for nothing. Kathy, check the spare tire.
Right.
Children, see what's missing inside.
Right, Dad.
Honest, Chrysler is giving us automatic transmission, no charge, so we can pass it on to you. And we didn't take anything out.
Where's the clutch?
Get an automatic transmission at no charge from these Cincinnati Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Hurry, offer is limited.
road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Liberty has been on the map since April 9th, 1822, but much of the land you'll find here in Union County was ceded to the U.S. by the Miami Confederacy of Indians.
Yeah, the Indians that lived here were the mound-building Indians, the Delaware, and the Shawnee. Fortunately for the early settlers, they were friendly.
Very fortunately, I might add. 4 years ago, John Walsh experienced a family tragedy, but instead of giving in to despair, he dedicated his life to helping others facing a similar ordeal.
Now Dennis Weaver, PM star, will start the first in a series of saluting great American heroes.
It has taken too long to realize that our children are at risk in this country. 1.5 million kids are reported missing every year. They're runaways, they're kidnapped, sexually exploited, and abused. Well, a man named John Walsh has finally focused our attention on this national nightmare, and things of a positive nature are being done about it. But for John and his wife, Reve, their nightmare may never end. You've probably seen this picture. His name is Adam. He was John's 6-year-old son, and in the summer of 1981, Adam was kidnapped from this shopping mall in Hollywood, Florida. During the frantic search for their child, the Walshes ran into all kinds of legal roadblocks, like the unwillingness of the FBI to assist them. 2 weeks later, Adam was found murdered. Now, tragedy like this usually destroys families, but it somehow lit a burning resolve inside of John Walsh.
I think we made a conscious decision that Adam was the victim, that our hearts were broken, but our minds were working, that he was the victim, that we were adults. If we couldn't speak for him, if we couldn't deal with it, if we couldn't do something for him, for his memory and for all the other little children, what chance do those children have?
John and Reve turned their grief into action. They founded the Adam Walsh Child Resource Centers to help other parents find and protect their little ones. John became a tireless crusader, speaking out for new children's legislation. Finally, in 1982, President Reagan signed the Missing Children's Act to aid in finding these youngsters. In 1983, Adam's story became a TV movie. Not only did it open our eyes to this problem, but it helped locate children. At the movie's end, pictures of missing kids were shown in hopes someone watching could identify them, and thousands of phone calls poured in. So far, almost 24 children have been found. Most recently, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children opened in Washington, D.C., and the president invited John to speak in the White House.
We always react after our women and children have been raped, molested, missing, or murdered. This center will take a proactive stance.
On leave from private business and taking a big cut in pay, John is special consultant to the National Center. He's constantly on the road, promoting the passage of new laws to protect children. Reve stays home, caring for their 2-year-old daughter, Megan, and newborn son, Callahan. The crusade, John says, is for them.
You only have to look at Megan for 2 minutes and see how vulnerable and wonderful she is. And no one could dream that anyone could hurt Megan. But I just came back from somewhere where a 2-year-old girl was raped and molested and murdered. That's hard stuff, tough stuff to deal with. It's hard for us to ever accept the fact that that beautiful son of ours was murdered. But he was, and he was just one of tens of thousands of children that have been murdered in this country, and it's time people realize that we need to reassess our priorities in every venue, in every avenue, and start worrying about protecting those little people, because they certainly can't protect themselves.
These clippings point to the fact that much remains to be done. The focus of children's legislation now shifts from the federal to the state level. The National Center has written a set of laws that states can enact to protect kids. And this year, John will be traveling for weeks at a time, urging governors and legislators to pass them. At the same time, he'll be encouraging folks like us to support those bills and teaching parents more about how they can better protect their children.
If you see a child crying, say, with an adult, ask that child if they know that person. It's not against the law to talk to a child. I mean, you might not want to offend the man or the woman, but you can certainly ask the child, is this your parent, or do you know this person? Maybe he doesn't know that person.
Open your eyes, Callahan. He's trying to give you a kiss.
His crusade for children keeps John on the road for long periods, so the times at home with his family mean even more to him.
You handsome guy. He's my buddy.
John Walsh is a true hero. He has proven that one strong voice can make a difference. John couldn't stop his son from becoming a victim, but now he works to keep it from happening to your child.
If you care about the quality of your child's life, any child's life, do something, however big or small. Because I've said it before, it takes an incredible coward to murder a 6-year-old boy, to rape a little girl. But I believe we'd be cowards if we didn't do something about it. Do something.
If you have seen any children you think may need help, call this special hotline number.
It's 1-800-843-5678. We'll be right back.
The secret of this mysterious drop of oil of Olay is that it's similar to the natural fluids your skin had so much of when it was younger. As your skin ages, it loses those vital fluids, disturbing nature's delicate balance. Oil of Olay penetrates quickly to revive the radiant look your skin had when it was younger. Discover the secret of Oil of Olay. It can help you look younger, too.
Honey, listen to this one. Brand new. I need a new stereo. Now. Hello, Remco.
Call Remco. You can rent to own a brand name stereo component system from Kenwood, Pioneer, or Sansui.
How soon can I get a stereo system from Remco?
You can get it now, and that's a promise. Remco's affordable rental purchase plan makes it so easy you won't even need credit.
Hello, Remco.
We'll deliver today.
As the following series of unrehearsed scenes should tell you, when Mrs. Pauls asked critics to try their crispy, crunchy fish sticks and fillets, they gave them a rave. Mrs. Pauls, crispier, crunchier fish sticks and fish fillets. When was the last time your kids had this much fun eating something this good? Mrs. Pauls, it tastes good because it is good.
Messi Marvin and his pal Wally are making a news report for school.
Perfecto. Let's have some chocolate milk.
The great taste of chocolate milk made with good old-fashioned Hershey's chocolate syrup.
This is gonna be delicious. Sure looks good. Wait until you taste it. Delicious. You said it.
Nice work, Marvin.
Thanks. It was easy.
I can see that.
Hershey's chocolate syrup. It's
delicious.
The Liberty and Union County Courthouse was built in 1890.
It's made from stone brought here on flat cars from somewhere near Cleveland, Ohio, and some of the stone also comes from an Indiana pit.
It is obviously a symbol of pride for those in the area and probably one of the prettiest courthouses in all of Indiana.
I agree. Jerry, have you ever heard the expression, laughter is the best medicine?
Sure have.
That may hold more truth than you think.
What I'm really going to get into is that he who laughs, lasts. It can help us to live longer. You may say, but how is that? Well, the FDA did a study, and they found out that the #1 leading killer in America is stress and anxiety. But yet, we don't see any comedy paramedics running around, do we? Nobody's teaching how to tell jokes to people to relieve tension or teaching CPR. That's the end of it, see? That's after you've had enough stress and enough tension in your life, the big one comes. Then they want to give you some CPR. What I want to talk to you about is doing some things so that you never get to that point where somebody has to kiss you that you don't know or care about.
That's right. All you have to do, according to John Wagner, is laugh and you'll live longer. John's helping people live longer during his speaking engagements and his nightclub shows. But now he's taking his message a few steps farther. Laughter will also make you happier and richer. And as a personal career counselor, John is making believers out of people like Colleen.
I'll be able to meet more people that way. Become more successful in my career. I hope to, anyway.
Well, let me ask you this. If I told you a joke, would you tell it?
I'd try.
Would you give it a shot if it was... It's probably a good joke. I mean, I wouldn't tell you a bad joke. Would you be willing to tell that joke to 5 different people?
I'd try.
Well, let's try it. Man goes into the doctor.
We'll see how Colleen survives her task after we catch John's act as he runs his department meeting. Have you ever seen people who look this happy to be in a management meeting?
In the management meeting, I think the most important thing is to kind of set a tone of relaxation. Most times people come into a meeting thinking they're going to be bored stiff, or they're really not going to learn anything, or it's just going to be a pain. And I think if you can change that a little bit, refreshments and serving refreshments changes the tone. I think having a laugh. If somebody in your group tells jokes, have them tell a joke, or ask if something funny's happened.
I've had a couple of students ask me how they can start a small business without any money, without any ideas. They just want to be in business.
I think the first step is to look for humor, to look for fun, look for happiness, look for the joke in things. If you do something silly, maybe play off on it for a while rather than just be embarrassed about it. Look at what's happening around you and see if there's some humor that you can share with other people that are caught in the same thing. Maybe exaggerate it a little bit. There's some techniques to use, but rather than really teach the techniques, I think the most important point is that you just have to be willing to do something a little offbeat, ridiculous maybe. Now what I want you to do is reach over to the person next to you, touch their nose and kind of describe it to them, you know? Just kind of... Well, in talking to them about humor, I think the most important thing is, if they leave with anything, is that they can do it. That they can put more humor, fun, play in their lives just by not trying to really think of anything complicated to do, but just doing simple things. Finding the fun and humor that's already there, and something that they do every day. And rather than trying to take themselves so serious and situations so serious, try to find some humor in it. And if that doesn't work, bat a balloon around. Really work with that glove. Get out there in the crowd. Here we go. We're having some fun. Now, some people won't touch that glove. They don't know where it's been.
Look at yourself now. You're smiling, and that's the point. You don't have to tell jokes or spend a lot of money to get humor to work for you in your business and personal relationships, although telling a joke is a good way to start. Ready, Colleen?
I got this joke. You want to hear it? Sure. Okay. This guy goes into the doctor, and the doctor says to him, you're going to need an operation on your deviated septum. And the guy says, well, wait a minute, I want a second opinion. And the doctor looks at him and says, okay, you're ugly too.
This is not to say that after 5 jokes, Colleen is richer, healthier, and happier, but she's well on her way. And according to John, that's a great first step.
You know, if the people watching tonight would just tell a joke to 5 people, I think they'd find their life a lot more pleasant. I got a joke for them to tell. The doctor walks out of the room to a wife waiting after he's looked at her husband, and he says, you know, I just don't like the way your husband looks. She looks at the doctor and says, neither do I, but he's good to the kids. Try that.
Okay, stop me if you heard this.
I've heard it, Jerry. This is the log cabin of explorer John Templeton, built in 1804, probably the very first building to be erected in Union County.
You sure you heard it?
I heard it, Jerry. We'll be right back.
Eric Warren never just reads you someone else's weather forecast. He spends hours compiling it with current conditions from the National Weather Service wire, numerical forecast data from a weather computer, correlating details from 3 different weather maps, and conferring with a group of experts at AccuWeather. Then, Eric Warren, weeknight local TV's only practicing meteorologist, adds his own instincts and 14 years of professional experience. Then, you get tomorrow's weather on Eyewitness 12 News.
Nissan 300ZX Turbo. You know the car. But do you know what it's like to drive it? Now you know. Once you get inside a Z will get inside of you.
Come alive, come and drive. Major motion from Nissan.
It's your Datsun dealer.
Hello, I'm here to tell you a little bit about pizza etiquette. Can you do this? Yes. It's acceptable. It's good cold in the morning for breakfast. I've done that. I think how many have done that? Can you take it and go from the other end, crust first? No. I'm sorry. You have to start at the point.
It's the dawn of a new day in Ohio. A lucky day when you could win Ohio Lottery's number games. Let yourself be carried away with the fun of picking your own numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers. So so many possibilities. Yet come up with just the right combination, and you're a winner. Pick 3 numbers to win the number, 4 numbers to win Pick 4, or the winning 6 Ohio Lotto numbers. Play the number games. Don't let the day go by without picking your numbers.
Mary Alice Smith was orphaned when she was age 9, and she was used as a bound servant in the home of Captain Reuben Riley. Now, Captain Riley had a son named James, better known in later life as James Whitcomb Riley, the famous American poet.
Name rings a bell with you, huh? Well, he grew up with Mary, and he heard all her stories about witches and goblins and things, and that inspired him to write, are you ready, the poem called Little Orphan Annie.
Now, later on, Mary Alice used to read that to her grandchildren, not knowing it was about her. And when Riley visited Liberty, the most requested poem was Little Orphan Annie.
And now you know where it all started, the heroine of Little Orphan Annie comic strip, right here in Liberty. It's Mel Gibson and Diane Keaton. Tomorrow on PM Magazine, see the making of Mrs. Soffel, the incredible true story of a tragic love affair.
It's whale watching time. Get a spectacular close-up look at these massive gray beauties when PM star Loretta Swit takes you whale watching along the California coast.
And this attractive model is juggling 2 careers. When she's not in front of the camera, she's fixing old Corvettes right in her own body shop.
Our thanks to Dorothy Ray of Liberty for all her assistance, also the Indiana Department of Commerce.
And tomorrow night, we'll wander Indiana in Connorsville.
See you
Good
then.
night.
Good night.
Oh, what people. Oh, what faces. Oh, what fascinating places.
I'm Eric Warren, Eyewitness 12 News. A winter storm warning is in effect for the tri-state tonight. Rain changing to snow and accumulating overnight. Full details on the path of the storm tonight at 11.
Gibson plays a convicted murderer. Diane Keaton is the warden's wife who helps him escape. Tonight on PM Magazine, see the making of Mrs. Soffel, the incredible true story of a tragic love affair.
Then, this attractive model is juggling 2 careers. When she's not in front of the camera, she fixes old Corvettes right in her own body shop.
And it's whale watching time. Get a spectacular close-up look at these massive gray beauties when PM star Loretta Swit takes you whale watching along the California coast.
Welcome to PM Magazine. I'm Joyce Wise.
And I'm Jerry Thomas, and we're going to continue to wander Indiana tonight and all this week. And tonight, it's Connorsville, Indiana. This is the Fayette County seat. Oh, about 53 highway miles from Cincinnati, and there is a lot of history in this town.
What do you say we start at the very beginning? 1797, a fellow by the name of John Connor came here. About 1803, he opened up an Indian trading post in what is now Cedar Grove, but 5 years later, he moved it here to Connorsville. But when he saw that the Indian trading business wasn't doing so well, he decided, well, maybe I'd better open up a couple of other businesses. So being as enterprising as he was, what did he do? Well, he opened up a grist mill, a sawmill, and a distillery.
Did everything to open the saloon to sell the booze in.
How do you know he didn't?
He might have done that, too, come to think of it. And he was enterprising in other ways. He was a treaty maker, and he got into politics, a state representative, a state senator, even the state commissioner.
He did it all.
So they named the town for a pretty good guy.
I'd say so. Our first story tonight is about the turn-of-the-century love affair between Mrs. Soffel and one of the Biddle brothers, both convicted murderers.
She fell in love with one and helped them both escape, and we're going to meet the people that play the people.
All right now. Ready to go.
It's one of those things that this jail is so extraordinary, you can't believe the story really happened here. I mean, it's like the Wicked Prince's castle.
Australian film director Gillian Armstrong came more than halfway around the world to Pittsburgh, determined to make this film in the very same jail where the dramatic story actually happened 83 years ago. Gillian also cast 2 of today's hottest stars for the lead roles. Mel Gibson and Diane Keaton weave a true tale of romance and tragedy in the film called Mrs. Soffel. It's the story of a prison warden's wife who falls in love with a convicted killer and helps him escape.
I think it's a wonderful story. I think that it's one of those stories that anyone's intrigued by, and you want to know, well, I wonder what they said to each other. How could a middle-class woman who was 10 years older than this man fall in love? How did he talk her into doing such a thing, which was so incredible? And what happened to them when they left? And, you know, do they make it?
From the moment Gillian read the script by former Pittsburgher Ron Nicewarner, she wanted to make this movie. And despite the problems, she wanted to make it on location.
For me, this is the heart of the film, this jail. And I fought a long, long time to be able to afford to come here. And I think it's really going to pay off.
It was expensive and complicated. The Allegheny County Jail is still a working prison with 600 inmates. But Warden Charles Kozakevich says it was all worth it. The prisoners are a part of this movie, along with the well-preserved 100-year-old Stone Jail.
So we have 50 of our inmates who are actually extras in the movie.
Gillian not only found inmates to play parts, but she found hundreds of extras that had to have the right ethnic look. Polish and Slavic immigrants settled in Pittsburgh at the turn of the century during the city's smoky industrial days.
We're going to play steel workers coming out of work. That's why everybody's getting so dirty.
But the real stars are Diane Keaton as Katie Sofel and Mel Gibson as Ed Biddle.
Tell me, why does God want us to die, Kate? Tell me the reason why.
I can't.
Me and Jack, we're innocent. We're innocent as snow. You know?
Ed and his brother Jack Biddle are sentenced to hang for the murders of 2 people. The warden's wife finds herself irresistibly drawn to Ed during her regular visits to read Bible passages to the prisoners. She not only helps Ed and his brother Jack escape, but she runs away with them, abandoning her husband and 4 children. Not since Bonnie and Clyde has there been a more compelling and intense tale of love and wrongdoing.
Chris, there, you feel how strong my neck is? Me and Jack, we aim to break out of here. You Ed, you're crazy. Are you telling us? Are you telling us? God won't hear you. You're not in church now.
I feel that Mel is one of the leading romantic figures in cinema today, and I thought he was perfect for Ed Biddle because he's not only a romantic lead, but he has an element of danger and a very special charisma, and that's what Ed Biddle had.
Mrs. Sofel is Mel Gibson's 3rd movie within a year. He starred in the remake of The Bounty and alongside Sissy Spacek in The River. But Mrs. Sofel stands out as Mel's most romantic film.
I think I was kind of hooked by the sort of bold romanticism of the piece, which is, if you set it back, I mean, that was the age of it, you know. The early part of the century was certainly alive and well then, and I just like it.
Academy Award-winning actress Diane Keaton steps from her usual contemporary woman role to play the God-fearing wife of a prison warden.
And Diane, I think, has many qualities that have worked for Mrs. Sofel. I mean, she's a very sensitive, intelligent actress, and she's got a vulnerability, I think, which is going to work for our character.
So director Gillian Armstrong has taken 2 great stars, used authentic locations, and followed the true story of the Biddle boys and Mrs. Sofel. Gillian is banking that reality will be more appealing to moviegoers than fiction.
On tomorrow's show, we're going to show you how they turned modern-day Pittsburgh into a turn-of-the-century steel town.
The house behind us is called the Canal House here in Connersville. It's a Doric structure, and it's a great example of Greek Revival architecture, built here in 1842.
The Whitewater Canal Company used it as an office and a clearinghouse, and a congressman, Samuel Parker, lived here at one time.
We'll have lots more from Connersville, and PM star Loretta Swit takes us whale watching when we come back.
Eric Warren never just reads you someone else's weather forecast. He spends hours compiling it with current conditions from the National Weather Service wire, numerical forecast data from a weather computer, correlating details from 3 different weather maps, and conferring with a group of experts at AccuWeather. Then, Eric Warren, weeknight local TV's only practicing meteorologist, adds his own instincts and 14 years of professional experience. Then, you get tomorrow's weather on Eyewitness 12 News.
Sandwich. Ham. Lettuce. Here we go.
Yeah! We're out of Miracle Whip.
A sandwich just isn't a sandwich without the tangy zip of Miracle Whip salad dressing, the bread spread from Kraft.
See, it was just a bad dream. There's plenty of...
Now try a reduced calorie salad dressing, a third fewer calories. Miracle Whip Light.
Nissan 300ZX Turbo. You know the car. But do you know what it's like to drive it? Now you know. Once you get inside a Z will get inside of you.
Come alive, come and drive. Major motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
Gold Star Chili, Gold Star Chili. It's family planning in room 109, and the teacher's telling us where we should dine. She pulled down a chart, and then I could see what we're talking about is Gold Star Chili. Yeah! Gold Star Chili. 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, good to say. Ain't nothing else like a Gold Star Chili break.
Field trip.
Gold Star Chili, Gold Star Chili, Gold Star Chili.
The very first hose house in Connersville was built in 1870 on West 7th Street.
Historic Connersville has completely renovated it, and now they use it as an arts and crafts center, and they have a 99-year lease on it.
It's really something to see, as are the whales, who are now wending their way to warmer waters because it's their annual migration.
We all get to say, "There she blows," with Loretta Swit aboard the Voyager.
They're as long as tractor-trailer trucks, and they can weigh up to 45 tons. They've been making this same long haul for thousands of years, but they don't seem to mind if we tag along.
The gray whales are arriving here from their annual 12,000-mile migration. I'm aboard the Voyager, one of many boats people ride to seek out the great mammals for a close-up view, and it's a great way to go whale watching.
From the Redondo Beach Pier, it takes a 3-hour boat ride to meet the whales. Our guide is John Olguin, whale expert and director of the Cabrillo Marine Museum. Now, John says that at one time, whalers almost killed off the gray, but now they're protected by international whaling law, and they're making a remarkable comeback.
Twice they've been wiped off the face of the earth, but twice they were left alone, and there were enough left that they reproduced themselves to the point where they went from 400 or 500 to about 11,000. Today they're about between 11 and 16,000 whales.
We'll try to spot the whales during their 6,000-mile trip south from their Arctic home to the lagoons in Baja, Mexico, where they spend the winter. It's sort of a Club Med for the whales, where they frolic in the warm waters. It's also where whales will mate. And then 13 months later, the next time down here, the females will give birth to 15-foot-long calves. Now, that's a big baby. Unlike most other whales who swim the broad oceans, the grays migrate close to shore, using landmarks for navigation. Well, John and the captain know the grays like to swim through this channel, so now it's a waiting game. Watching, listening. We scan the horizon for the whale's spout, their barnacle-encrusted backs, and their great tail flukes.
Now we'll see them. There they go, right in front of the boat. Okay, step down, step down.
Oh, look at him.
Now, here comes here's the fluke, there's the tail. There's the fluke, that's a deep dive.
They're big ones, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one baby one there.
How is a baby?
Yeah, one little calf, about maybe, could be 27 feet long, which is just a baby.
Going on his first vacation.
Right, with his mama. It's a nice demonstration. Look at that. Beautiful animals. Another fluke. Here comes another fluke. And there you go. Great.
The thousands of migrating whales annually attract thousands of people who view them from the coast or out on boats like this. All of them curious about these incredible animals.
There's something really strange, mysterious about them. Even though you see them close up, there's always this otherworldly aspect.
It's a great way to spend a Saturday. I'm going to be back out here again before the season's over.
they're so monstrous that it's really exciting to see such a huge animal in such close proximity in its natural environment. I think it's awesome.
Here comes another fluke, everybody. Here comes the fluke. Ready? Here it is. There's your picture right there.
Look at the knuckles. Here's the flukes.
Look. Oh, God.
Here's another set. That one's got a rounded tip.
Okay, they're the beautiful ones. There we go.
Here comes the flukes. Pair of flukes. Good pair. Good shot.
Beautiful shot.
Research is showing whales to be quite intelligent and social. They look out for each other and will even help an injured whale, protecting it from attackers. And you've heard about their communication network. Yep, they do sing whale songs, which can be heard by other whales hundreds of miles away. But we still don't know what they're singing about.
In a few weeks, the gray whales and their young will begin the return leg of their journey back to their feeding grounds in the Arctic Ocean. And the timeless cycle will be complete once more. There's so much we don't know yet about these huge and gentle creatures. You know, while we search the universe for intelligent life, there are such beings right here we can learn from. I'll bet the whales have a lot to tell us.
You can go whale watching on either coast in Alaska or Hawaii.
But whale watching is seasonal, like fishing, so it's a matter of luck.
Next up, a top secret fashion show.
But if you promise not to tell anyone, we'll take you.
Hey, Max, what's going on, huh?
I'm stocking up on Meaty Bone dog biscuits.
Meaty Bone? Any good?
You kidding? Meaty Bones are great.
Ah, come on.
Look, Meaty Bone's crunchy, like ordinary biscuits. But Meaty Bone bakes on a rich, meaty sauce my customers love.
Hey, these even taste better than Milk Bones.
Sure.
You know your meat, Max.
Of course. What, do I look like a carpenter?
Meaty Bone dog biscuits. The meaty taste tastes better.
Hey, Max, how'd you like a partner, huh?
Oh, sure. And watch you eat all the profits.
Prices on the exchange today. Gold options up 16. Wheat up 10. Burger King regular burgers down to 39 cents. Regular cheeseburgers down to 49 cents.
That's right. The price of our famous flame-broiled burger has been slashed to just 39 cents. Our juicy cheeseburger to just 49 cents. And they're still made with 25% more meat than McDonald's regular burger. 39-cent hamburgers, 49-cent cheeseburgers. Hot commodities at Burger King now.
Hello, I'm Marty Brenneman, speaking on behalf of Countryside Buick Olds Pontiac. Even though we're not the largest dealer in the area, we do carry more factory official cars than any other dealer. Usually 30 or more low-mileage 1984 and 1985 Buicks, Oldsmobiles, and Pontiacs, driven only by a General Motors executive. The price, of course, is at least $2,000 less than a brand-new car equipped exactly the same. Why not let us show you the difference between a factory official car and a new car at Countryside Motors?
As the following series of unrehearsed scenes should tell you, when Mrs. Pauls asked critics to try their crispy, crunchy fish sticks and fillets, they gave them a rave. Mrs. Pauls, crispier, crunchier fish sticks and fish fillets. When was the last time your kids had this much fun eating something this good? Mrs. Pauls, it tastes good because it is good.
Aboard, everyone, for a nostalgic trip on the Whitewater Valley Railroad aboard this old steam engine. But it's only open May through November, so I don't think we're going to get to ride today, Jerry.
A little early or a little late. This is the engine you can take along with the cars to Metamora and back. Beautiful ride. You get the sight and the sound and the feel of steam engine travel.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
When you think of fashion designers, you think of Adolfo Halston or Pierre Cardin, right?
One name you don't think of is Paolo Romano.
Doesn't ring a bell.
He picks his own customers.
You're looking at some of the top security experts in the world. They're using some of the most sophisticated anti-spying equipment made. For the next several minutes, they will electronically sweep this room, searching for hidden microphones and telephone wiretaps. They have converged on this hotel room in New York City to ensure the safety of 50 people who will come here for a fashion show.
His belt is Paolo.
This one happens to be ostrich.
I really like the blues on you.
It is probably the most unusual and certainly the most exclusive fashion show in the country. The 50 people who will stop by this room today are among the wealthiest and most prominent. They have been invited to attend, and no one gets by these two without an invitation. This highly unusual approach to selling clothes is the brainstorm of this man. His name is Paul Romano, and when he's not designing clothes, he's a brigadier general in the Army National Guard. But here, he is Paolo Romano, and this is the only way you can buy one of his original designs.
I don't have stores, and I don't mass produce items. I create a design, and design for you, and hand tailor, especially for you.
Romano showing is as much a cocktail party as it is a fashion show. And Paolo claims that the people who receive his invitation include some of the most powerful in the world. In fact, we were allowed to videotape here only if we agreed not to reveal the names of Paolo's guests.
Good morning, General. How are you?
One person who did not object to being identified was General Vito Castellano. He is the chief of staff of the governor of New York and came to this party to buy a Paolo Romano original. Like all of this clothing, everything is made to each person's specific measurements. The suits, the shirts, the shoes, even the jewelry is custom made. And it can be expensive. Paolo's suits for men start at $825. It's not unusual for his customers to spend $5,000 in an afternoon. But Paolo says he will also discourage someone from buying one of his designs if he doesn't think it will look good.
Not everybody has the right concept of what looks good on them. I will try to direct them to what is good. If they insist that they design it, well, I will make it for them.
Dress up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz.
You know, I love the idea that you had about the eel-skin mink-lined coat.
Anybody can have a mink coat, but when you've got a mink-lined coat with a beautiful skin like that,
hey, that's Paolo, but
we've got it. But of course,
Paolo Romano is a very wealthy, chain-smoking man who says he designs his clothes for the best of the best of people. But he gets a lot of help from his daughter Mary, who designs most of the women's clothes. But regardless of Paolo's popularity as a designer, he says he will never sell his clothing except to those who have been invited to wear it.
If I want to be the best, if I want to be creative, if I want you to be the best, I don't want more than 50 people a day. Clothing is an extension of your personality. It's an extension of your inner fiber, and it's got to be you, and it's got to be right for you.
Paolo's planning on branching out from his New York office. He's going to tour 22 cities.
But just about the only way you'll know he's in town is if you get an invitation. I don't think I'll get one.
I don't think I will either.
We'll be right back.
Come. Taste. Taste the legend. Red Baron frozen pizza. Savor a simpler, more elegant time when the ladies all danced and one Baron flew. It's still here, fresh, full of good things from the earth. Come. Taste. Taste the legend of the Red Baron.
Shop and save the Thriftway way. Have yourself a Thriftway day.
The best for less every grocery shopping day. That's the Thriftway way. Thriftway sliced bulk bacon is just $1.49 a pound this week. You save 30 cents a pound. Thriftway extra large eggs are only 49 cents a dozen. You save 46 cents. And jumbo iceberg lettuce is Thriftway priced at only 49 cents a head. You save 50 cents. That's the Thriftway way.
Shop and save the Thriftway way. Have yourself a Thriftway day. Who put the squeeze in the freeze?
Who?
Who put the squeeze in the freeze?
You!
Try
Introducing new, fresher-tasting Tropicana orange juice. Frozen concentrate that puts the taste of fresh squeezed in the freeze. Want the taste that tastes like you squeezed it yourself? Just say...
Squeeze me a rest of Tropicana.
We're Beatrice.
Here's our new Plymouth Reliant K, America's best 6-passenger car value. And if you buy now, you get automatic transmission, no charge.
No charge?
Yep. You also get 550 protection.
You don't get something for nothing. Kathy, check the spare tire. Right. Children, see what's missing inside.
Right, Dad.
Honest, Chrysler is giving us automatic transmission, no charge, so we can pass it on to you. And we didn't take anything out.
Where's the clutch?
Get an automatic transmission at no charge from these Cincinnati Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Hurry, offer is limited.
This is Elmhurst on the old Elm Farm, as it was known in the early days of its history here in Connersville.
A lot of famous people lived here. A couple of famous Smiths, too. Oliver Smith, he was a congressman. Caleb Smith, Lincoln's Secretary of the Interior, lived here. James Houston, he was a senator and a U.S. Treasurer.
It's now maintained by the Masons, and they've enabled Connersville to retain this historic showplace, and what a showplace it is.
One way they maintain it is very interesting. The Historic Elmhurst Association has a fish fry the first Saturday in June, and you're invited to come out and enjoy this great place.
And we eat for Saturday in June.
You got that right.
Dari Joan Frank is a professional model, but she's got a second job as well. So when she's not in front of the cameras, Jerry, guess where she's at?
No idea.
In her garage.
Very good.
Dari Joan Frank, a model who is just as at home in Milan, Paris, or 7th Avenue, is just as comfortable on a runway, on a magazine cover, or in a studio.
1, 2, 3, go.
But where she really shines is in a garage. When she's not in couture clothing, she's in dirty dungarees, putting more time into primping up a car than herself before a modeling assignment. It's her job. Actually, more than that. She's the owner and boss of the Car Spa, a place where she does all of the body work herself.
Last weekend, I had 3 days where I didn't have to even go downtown, and I had 3 days without any makeup on, and my skin loved it. I could come out here and get as dirty as I wanted to, and I didn't have to worry about doing my nails, and I didn't have to worry about keeping my hair nice or being any place. And it was really nice because the pressures are so different. Now I have to worry about getting a car out on time.
The pressures are a little different between such completely opposite careers, but Dari's passion for getting grungy actually started before she ever modeled.
I had a 63 Corvette that I treated myself to after I had come back from riding school. And this car was a catastrophe. It was red, white, and blue. It had fuzzy interior. It was the classic example of what you would not buy in a car. And I loved it. I paid a lot of money for it, too, at the time. And it needed quite a lot of work.
Needless to say, Dari's the one who did the work, and on other Corvettes since then. In fact, unlike most of us, she wouldn't buy a car unless it needed work. Dari Joan Frank is one woman who doesn't even know the meaning of conventional. A few years back, she bucked a traditional college education to attend riding school in England, returned home to train horses, started modeling, and bought the Car Spa, where she employs her boyfriend for his mechanical abilities and depends on him for his support.
She's one of a kind. Body work isn't really that dirty. It's dusty and it's no good for your lungs, but she always wears her mask. And the only thing that really affects her is her fingernails.
When the world of high fashion wants a photographer with a flair for the exotic, they call on Helmut Newton. Tomorrow on PM Magazine, PM star Cheryl Teague shows us why.
Well, I think good taste's a dirty word.
Every 75 years, Halley's Comet soars past the Earth. It's coming back this year, and we're going to tell you how to prepare for this event in style.
And see what it took to turn modern-day Pittsburgh into a grimy, turn-of-the-century steel town for the new movie, Mrs. Soffel. Our thanks to the Connersville Chamber of Commerce for all their help.
And every year, they have the greatest Armed Forces Day Parade in the United States here in Connersville, coming up on May 4th. Try to make it.
We'll see you tomorrow for Metamora. Good night.